Disclaimer: this is a fan project for Rain World. Rain World does not belong to me and belongs to Video Call. There are spoilers here from the main game. Unless you're fine with it, or have already beaten the game, then you're completely fine, but unless you want to play the game for yourself, I recommend you don't read ahead. Oh wait, this is an audiobook. Chapter 1, Cycle 1. Slugcat crawled out of the pipe, looking around the industrial complex, wondering what he could see and what could be explored that he couldn't before. "Hello?" he called out. Nobody responded, but upon looking down, he saw a white lizard sleeping away. To the left was a patrolling tired green lizard, guarding some broken and distorted holes on the wall, leading outside. He decides to shut up and jump across the gap, swinging himself over with the help of a rebar pole stuck in the ceiling, and almost made it to the platform with good landing. However, in midair, he caught a batfly in his mouth, landing on his face as he chewed up the batfly. "Whoops, sorry about that," he apologized so that it now eaten prey, and went down to the pipe. Looking down, it didn't look like a nice landing, as there were scavengers looking for something to eat, with a centipede in one's mouth. Adam slipped out of the pipe, falling on the floor and making his way to cover away from the scavengers. They talked in a much different language than he did, and it did some weird paintings on their faces or masks. He couldn't tell what it exactly was. He saw a way out with the pipe on his left, but he wasn't sure how to distract him, until his tail poked a rock. He didn't even notice it there before, but he didn't solely care as he threw it on a pipe behind the scavenger group, which they all pointed at the direction of their spears. One ordered some to check the noise out. Adam quickly dashes to the pipe they weren't looking at and makes it in. Falling again onto a much larger pipe, which didn't exactly sound hollow, Adam gets back up, looking around the place. It was still inside the building, although the light was pouring in from the roof. It felt nice, but Adam kept moving. A magenta lizard drops down, getting in his way when he attempts to climb the pole back up, hissing at the slugcat. Adam quickly kicked the lizard's snout and climbed the pole back up, hurrying. What also lies there was a centipede waiting for its prey to cop out. The slugcat gasped, jumping up to the next pole, avoiding a bite from the pink lizard below. The centipede and the lizard were dragged down, and Adam made it to the top, panting. He had never had that kind of thinking before, but he was glad he just made it out alive. While it was Danny, the green lizard from across the pipeline noticed him and started charging at him, hissing. The magenta lizard won the fight with the centipede, crawling up with its coarse and throwing it off the edge. Seeing how he was cornered from both sides, Adam dropped across the gap and landed on the pole, seeing the two lizards fight over territorial control. He would have chuckled if the frame hadn't broken off, and he fell to the ground, scathing his knee. He grunts, sitting down more comfortably. It wasn't that tall of a fall, but he still needed to make sure it wasn't showing. He looked around, finding some vines hanging from the side of the ceiling. He tears them off, quickly wrapping his knee up. It looked better, but it wouldn't heal for a little longer. The sky was turning darker, and Adam fled to a nearby hibernation chamber quickly. He went down a pipe, leading to an open underground space, quickly entering the hibernation chamber next to it, not interested in the other things in the cave. The next cycle, Adam wakes up, yawning, slowly climbing out of the hibernation chamber. Across from where he was originally entered was a spear inside of a dead lizard. The kind wasn't exactly known, nor does this matter. Adam just wanted to know how the lizard ended up dead here before the cycle started. Although he wants to think that, the lizard's body was still usable, so Adam grabbed the spear off the body and broke the end off with a hard piece of rubble, rendering most of it useless, but he only needed the head. He knows how this small tribe crafted things, but he was never taught it, so he'll have to figure it out himself. After grabbing a bit of lizard skin, he went outside and collected a lot of vines. After collecting enough, he starts whittling with the vines and the skin. Shortly enough, with enough practice, he made a bag worthy of storing some important things inside. He tried this by finding some fruit and placing it in. Not the best, but it's better than having to regurgitate rocks and other important stuff. He gets out of the ditch, having to keep moving if he wants to find more than just the fruit he found. He continues further at the outer complex, finding a tall place to climb up from the outside. He attempts to climb the rebar all the way up, finding some fruit, and upon reaching the tallest point he can go, he was stunned to see how big the world around him was. "Oh wow," he said to himself. He wanted to explore every bit of this new world.